In today's Clash Royale video, I'm gonna show you guys how I got actually to number 1 in the world in the current ramp-up tournament of the best decks for this tournament. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to use creator code more in the shop. I would really appreciate it. I'm gonna show you now how I got number 1 in the world with a score of 36-4. So I can tell you already, this were like absolutely crazy games against the best players in the world, and I used in every single game a different deck. Right? I was streaming this event live on my Twitch, so like I got stream sniped most of the time. So I want to switch up decks. Honestly, I really like the spade decks. These are decks which I just made for this for the situation. So it's a deck which I didn't play before. I just made it because I thought it could be good against the people which I could face. Because you kind of need to keep in mind, at the top of the global tournament, on a ramp up tournament, you can just face opponents with like 1 win more or 1 win less. So, an example, you have like 33 wins. You can just face opponents at 34 or 32 wins. So this deck is honestly a really cool deck. It makes a ton of fun to play. I don't know if it's the best deck, but I just felt like Skelly King is so broken against any type of deck like we faced here. Because even if the opponent is Valk, right, it's still so busted. So I'm just gonna go for a lock here. I'm just having my skeletons and the Skelly King ability. As you guys will see, in a triple elixir time and 4 times elixir and 5 times elixir, you can just get like goblin bolts every single second, also with the 3 card cycles. So I'm just gonna go for my Skelly King in the back. This is always what you want to do. You drop your barrel first, then you go for the Skelly King in case your opponent goes in to barbell that. You always get at least the value you want to get out of that. Also, what I really like about the Skelly King this matchup instead of the Valkyrie is that, yeah, we get the defensive Skellies, right? As you guys can see, this defensive Skellies tank my fully Dark Goblin, kill the Kaneka till the Royal goes, or I kill the Gold Knight, so we're looking really good. I'm just gonna go for another barrel here. For sure, sometimes it's like a disadvantage when we're not able to cycle back to a Valkyrie, because sometimes it really helps, especially in triple or like 4 times elixir, to have like 2 mini tanks on the map. But yeah, this is kind of disadvantage which we need to take here. So I'm just gonna go for this. He's just gonna drop this Ewis. We still get some really significant damage on the tower. I'm just gonna take the Fireball here. Also good that we have Fireball, no Rocket. For this deck, so I think I'm just gonna go for Dark Goblin. Also, Dark Goblin, nobody really talks about Dark Goblin, right? Dark Goblin deserves more love. I think it's just one of the best cards in Clash Royale, and for just like so less elixir, just so good. So I'm just gonna go for this. I'm just gonna go for another Dark Goblin here. I'm just gonna go for barrel, Skelly's Ice Spirit, Skelly's E-Spirit, going for a lock, and we have another barrel in cycle. We played the last barrel like 3 seconds ago. Yeah, that was a kind of like expensive. So I'm just gonna kind of cheap cycle, right? I'm just gonna go for my E-Spirit here, and right now, that's what I kind of was talking about, right? This is a kind of bad situation for us because we don't have our Skelly King in cycle, right? If we would have had a Valk, we would have cycled back to the Valk already, but because you can just have the 1 champion on the deck, it's kind of bad right now. But we can still distract everything. Now we're just gonna go for last second Skelly King. I think this is a bit annoying because now he goes in for a Fireball and I don't get my ability out. So I think in this situation, I'm just gonna go for a Fireball here soon, and I'm also taking some damage, right? I now need to take some damage. I'm just gonna wait here until the Golden Knight gets his dash, and now I'm just gonna go Skelly King, taking some damage, and just deciding to go in for another Goblin Brawl on top of the tower, and we still get some chips. So important right now is that we still get the ability out, but I don't think we get it. So I thought, like, in this situation, okay, this is going to be really tough. I'm just going to go for a good Fireball here, honestly cleaning up more than I expect. And we just go for Skeletons here. The Skeletons are really important. Now I'm like in a perfect cycle. I can go for the Lock here. I'm going for the Barrel. We go for the defensive ability. He goes in for his Barbarian Burn, and now I can easily outcycle. I'm also going for a Fireball here, I think, getting like the tower damage on top of the cannon card. I'm also making sure cannon card dies from Fireball Lock. I'm just gonna go for my Lock here, and we're looking absolutely good. I'm just gonna go for my Dark Queen. By the way, I just got the driver license. I didn't get a driver license today, but it was like a theoretic test, theory test, if you call it like that. So I still need to do like drive with the car actually, but yeah, I kind of got it today. Like, it's really good. So I just need to have like 3 weeks of like driving more, and then hopefully get also the practice part, and then I get my driver license hopefully. So first step done of the second step hopefully coming soon. So yeah, just let you know, guys, because a ton of you guys were saying good luck for my first step of the driver license. So thank you so much, and that was a great game. Next up at 34-4. So we're kind of like with back to wall, and this is what we love to do, right? We, as a mortenroyale guy, we want to be back to the wall because then we perform the best. So I played E-Giant here. Why? Because I thought actually I'm facing up Viper again, and I thought Viper might just run Hawk Exinado because he like Hawk Exinado would really hard counter my bait Skelly King deck. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go in for E-Giant here just in case to counter that. That's why I also have Log, because Log Lightning kills it. So just make sure that we get a good matchup against Viper. Especially on stream you always get sniped, but the chance to snipe someone while being on stream is like kinda zero, but yeah. We kinda got a good matchup here. He played a ton of... He played like the same deck with Tombstone before, but this time he had Bomb Tower. It's not really a big deal. I even think it's sometimes even better for us, but yeah. So, I don't really agree with my E-Giant decision there. Like, after playing my E-Giant, I thought, okay, maybe it would have been better to just go in for a Skelly King because he doesn't have Valkyrie, right? This is really good for us. I'm just going to go for a Skelly King now in the back. These are really bad guards on his end, because I get just a really great Baby Dragon, and now I have a double lane push, right? I can just go for my E-Giant on defense here, tank for that. Also killing the guards, killing the Mega Minion because of the Baby Dragon and Electro Giant thing here. It's kind of worse, I think, in this situation. As you guys will see, this ability will actually be crazy. And also will get a good lightning, I think. It's kind of worse for me that E-Giant has less HP right in this matchup, but it's still really good. I can just go for a lightning here. I think what I'm doing right now is just, yeah, I'm just gonna let it go, right? I'm just gonna play Tombstone, make sure defend this, and I think this situation, I'm just gonna go E-Giant here, and I think this Nado will be absolutely crazy. I'm just gonna go for a Nado here. Yes, he can arrow now, but he arrowed way too early. We get the Skelly King ability, and Skelly King is for me right now the best card in Clash Royale. It's absolutely crazy. I think it's better than Archer Queen.
But I'm the queen!
Even if you have Valk, like, this is just, how broken is this card on defense? Like, I remember back then, when all the champions came out, people were saying this is the worst champion, right? I mean, at the start he was the worst champion, but it's like kind of crazy, like the shifts between cards, how broken this card really is now. So right now I'm just gonna go deciding to lightning this, and I can tell you, right, the game for number 1 is absolutely crazy. Just go for Nado here. Also, let me know how did the ramp-up tournament work for you guys? Did you like finish high? I kind of used different type of decks. I used the Royal Giant deck, I used Graveyard, I used this type of decks. But yeah, for like, maybe Royal Giant isn't the best usage in the top 30, like, because yeah, I felt like the matchups were really hard there. But yeah, let me know what you played, and also how did the stuff worked out for you guys. So I'm just gonna go for a Lock here. I mean, it's kind of over, right? He can go full in, we can go all in. I just want to go all in on the left side. Why? Because I just want to make sure to get the tower, right? Because if you get the crowns, it's like the second tiebreaker. So it's wins and then crowns. So, because I know I win anyway, just smart giving the tower, also be a nice guy. He gets a crown in case he's going to be a tiebreaker, and we're just going to get also second crown. So getting 2 more crowns to the tiebreaker is actually important. With this win we had 35 and 4. Now it's going to be the game for number 1 in the world. The game which was number 1 in the world is this game against Lim. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but it's actually a crazy game, and you guys will see how close it really is. And honestly, I think it's one of the best games I ever shared on a channel. Even that both decks look kind of like a low skill cap decks, because yeah, there are no Saga cards involved. And E-Giant and Graveyard Splash Hit isn't really called, or that, like, people are not really calling it high skill cap deck, right? But you guys will see actually crazy gameplay. I messed up at the start, but I came back with like really huge comeback, and also like amazing, crazy, insane bridge fight. So normally I would say before the E-Giant rework it would have been a really good matchup, but with the E-Giant having less HP, it's rough, right? It's rough. I still think it's not like a bad matchup, but it's harder, as you guys will see. So I'm just gonna wait here. Soon we get to double, and I think a double I decide to start with a Log. Just targeting a Log, right? Just wanna make sure he's gonna play something, because I thought like maybe in 5 times Elixir it's not even that great of a matchup, because against Graveyard, any type of Graveyard, you're just struggling, especially because he gets so many troops on the map, and I cannot lightning that. So I'm just gonna go for Baby Dragon here, and I think yeah. So in this situation I really thought about going in for my E-Giant bridge, but I was like, he's gonna freeze it anyway. So I'm just gonna go lightning here. Maybe lightning wasn't the best, but I think in this situation I'm just gonna go tornado and Log. This tornado Log combination was actually not too bad, and I think I'm just gonna go for my Inferno Dragon here. So that was honestly a bad play. I shouldn't have played the lightning. I shouldn't have played Tombstone like this. I just should have gone for in the back. So we're gonna take a ton of damage, or like he's gonna get a ton of damage. We take a ton of damage. So we're kind of behind, right? Against Graveyard, where now it's gonna be even hard to defend it, like and 5 times Elixir. Also because yeah, I'm just gonna go for lightning here, because he also has the freeze, so Graveyard freeze will be hard. So what I'm gonna do right now is gonna be really defensive. I'm playing always wanna play my Tombstones back. First, right now, I know that he cannot go in, so that was a really smart decision by me, right? I know he can go for offensive freeze, right? But if he does it, he's like kind of struggling against my E-Giant. So he's still gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for a really perfect log, cleaning up all the skulls, but he still got some damage. So I thought about, maybe I could have, in this situation, could have gone for a nade on top of the E-Wizard, like pulling into the other side. But yeah, it's still fine. And now this bridge fights are kinda amazing. I'm just gonna go for a tornado here. Maybe the tornado wasn't optimal, but his tornado was even worse because of his tornado, yeah, the E-Giant, the Baby Ring survived. So I'm just gonna go for another Baby Ring at the bridge here. I think I could go for a log here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a log, so his freeze was kinda bad. And I think with the lightning here, I should get some damage. I even think he's gonna go for a tornado, right? So he kinda used a ton of elixirs, so he kinda sitting back here and taking this elixir situation. In this matchup, in this situation, going same lane for me is kinda fine. So I think I'm just gonna go in for my Inferno Dragon at the bridge. And also going for my Ewis, for my Baby Dragon here, for my Skelly King. I cannot even talk. So good lightning. And now it's going to be the bridge fight I was talking about. This is actually really, really crazy. So just go for my Baby Dragon here. I'm just gonna go for a tornado here. I'm just gonna go, I think, also for a log, trying to kill everything. I'm just kinda not really safe about my log. Maybe I need it on defense. I think this lightning is really good. Going for lightning on the left troops. And going for another Baby Ring at the bridge. It's absolutely crazy, right? I'm just going for another Nado here. And we're actually killing everything. I think I just want to set up another Tombstone in the back here. I'm just going to go for this here. I thought he goes in for a graveyard, but he doesn't. I'm just going to go lightning here to make sure my Baby Ring survive. In case he goes in for a graveyard, he cannot go for a freeze. I'm just going to Scale King here. All his scans are helping to kind of... So I'm just going for a Baby Ring here. I'm just going to use my log. This log was kind of risky, to be fair, but I really need to go for an E-Giant to bridge just to in case he is going to freeze that, right? So I'm just going to go for Nado. Now he's going to do a mistake. He's going to Nado on offense. So I even think even if he would have naded on defense or not naded on offense, I still would have won this at the situation because I could have just go for a lightning strike, but for sure it made it easier and we're actually winning this game. Honestly, a hard matchup. After the start, honestly, normally it would be like a 50-50, maybe like a 60-40 matchup. Not maybe as good as you think. I think it looks easier on paper as it is on like playing the game, because it's so hard, as you guys know, defending graveyard, especially in the situation you can just go graveyard freeze and you always, skeletons are always connected to the tower. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe if you guys don't want to miss any videos in the future. I would say I'm out. Thanks for watching and goodbye, guys.